Hello everyone. So today I'm going to in this tutorial I'm going to explain how we are going to use JPQL for maybe fetching the data from the database or update the data from the database and delete. So this is a basically continuations tutorial of my last topic, how we are going to create the CRUD operations using Spring Boot JPA. So in my last tutorial, I explained like how we are going to create those things using in-memory databases. And so in the last example, I explained like how we are going to use the JPA existing method like find all, find by ID, delete by ID, and the save. Now in this tutorial, I'm going to explain how we are going to use the JPQL. JPQL means how we are going to use the customized queries for fetching the data or maybe update the data. So as you know, previously we have used the in-memory database for just for the simplicity, but now I have changed from the in-memory database to like MySQL database. So how I have used the MySQL database instead of in-memory database. So as you know, if you remember, so previously I was used the H2 database like H2 dependencies, something like this, right? Let me revert this one. Okay, it's not happening, but something like that H2 memory database dependency we are using over here. If I compare with my last revision, compare with my head revision, then it will show us. Yeah, you can see this is the H2 database, artifact ID H2, and the scope is the runtime. So that actually basically we have used earlier. Now what we did change, so for using the MySQL, we need to use this dependency as a MySQL and then MySQL connector J. So this is the dependency basically I have used for using the MySQL, and in the properties file also you can see I have changed little bit of it, like I need to provide the driver class over here as we are going to use the MySQL. Then we need to provide the what is the schema name like JDBC MySQL. If I compare with my last with the in H2 database, so you will get lot of difference. Here only we need to define the data source URL, nothing else, but here we need to define the URL, driver, and the username, password, whatever the username and password of your local that you need to provide over here. And kind of the data source, we need to use the Hikari data source. Along with that, we also need to provide the dialect for the MySQL. This is the dialect or Hibernate dialect.mysql dialect, and this is for automatically creations of those table into the database. For that I have used this create. So if we run this program, then automatically it will actually create this product entity into the database. So if we start this one, then automatically it will create the entity. So if I run this one, means I ran this one, so that's why you can see is here actually basically it create this product, and I have also inserted one dummy record over here. Okay, so this is overall the things of this one. Okay, now we'll check and also just summarizing those things. Previously we have used this find all product, and here basically we have used this find all, like these are the existing or JPA repository already provide those methods, so we don't need to write anything for this kind of thing. But now as we are going to use the JPQL, so here basically we are going to write customized queries. Like find all, what it will do, it will fetch all the product from the database. Now suppose if we are having a requirement, only we need to fetch those details which having something like name, okay, or maybe the price greater than something. This means we need to write our own customized query. So how we are going to write this one? So let's in the product repository, so let's create those things first. Okay, so here, so first of all we are going to write find all which name basically start with something. Okay, so for example the description having something like this and the name is this. Okay, so let me write this one which having description something like test. Okay, so how we are going to write this one? So here basically we are going to write find all product with test name or with in means some name actually with whatever the input, that also we can do, or also we can provide hard coded over here. So let's just provide hard coded or something with something with description, some description. Okay. Okay. So for writing the JPQL, basically it will be similar of SQL, but little bit of different. How it will be different? Like as you know, we need to the syntax of this one, like from clause is similar to the SQL, but it basically uses the entity model instead of the table or column names. Okay. So let's see like how we are going to write this one. So for that, basically uh, we need to use @query annotation. Okay. So basically they are providing these query annotations, and here basically we need to provide the SQL. So how we are going to write this one? Like here, so select then something from product. So here basically instead of the table name, we need to provide the entity name. Okay. So for example, products fee. So here instead of star, basically we need to provide the P, and then we need to provide the where condition. So where P dot, using this dot, basically we are going to check the column name. So for example, description, so you need to provide this name instead of the column name. Okay. P dot description, and here basically we need to provide like, and then here we need to provide the percentage, how means we are writing in the like SQL. So this is the way, like select, it is also similar to the like SQL. Here instead of the like table name, we need to provide the entity name, and using the dot operator, like P dot is the navigation. For navigation we are using the navigation, we are basically using this alias, we can say some, right, in the SQL. So with the alias dot, like it's a field name basically instead of the like column name. Suppose for example, if the column name is like p product underscore description, and we need to define a column name as product, for example prod underscore description. Okay. So instead of using this mapping, we are going to use this one, means we are going to whatever the DTO we are providing over DTO field name over here, that basically we need to provide into the over here. And then like is also similar to the SQL, and then we need to provide the like what basically we are going to match over here. So in this way, like we are going to use this like. So instead of like, also we can use some more conditions, like suppose if product is having a status like active or inactive, so using this also we can provide. So how we are going to multiple conditions over here, like using the and operator, we can provide the conditions over here. So let's check this one, how we are going to, how like it will behave like. So it will obviously, it will return a list of products. Okay, list of products. Okay. So now like here basically, okay, just reverting this one. Okay. Now basically we are going to use this one. So in the product service, where actually it will basically fetch find all product. So instead of this default method, we are going to use this one. Okay. So what it will do, it will fetch only which product having like something like test. Now start this application. So how we are going to start? So from here we are going to start, or maybe here right click and then run as Java application. Using this also you can start. Okay. So once it will start, then we can check from the like postman, like how it will fetch the data. Okay. So what it will fetch, only those product it will fetch which description is something like test. Okay. The Tomcat, it started in the 880 port. Now check this one, uh, which API we are going to check, like find all. Okay, this one. So let's try this one. It will fetch us the empty records, but it will return the like success 200. So let's check why it is not written, because in the table we are having one data, right? Let me check. Select star from product. Okay. Okay, it doesn't any data, so that's why it's actually written as the empty data. So for that, basically we need to create some record. So for example, mobile product 2, so it will insert one record, then mobile description, for example, test. Okay, then again we are providing test demo just to test multiple product. Okay, next demo. So now we will check like how many data we have inserted over here. So just to run this one. Okay, so it's having right four product we have inserted here. So in the output, basically we are expecting two, as the description only test having these two, right? This two product ID and three product ID, because it's having a test, and the other than this and this doesn't have the content the test as a description. So we should expect this one. Let's try to run this one. Okay, now you can see it's only fetch only those details, those products which actually description match with this test. Here is the description test and the test demo, right? Rest are is not able to fetch by this one. So this is the like one of the way for fetching this one. Okay, now like we can like put lot of conditions over here, and also maybe we can take this one as a input also. Let's see how we are going to input this one. Okay, so for the input there is actually two things. Either like we can provide the like index index kind of thing, or okay, let's check another one before going to the like and writing the another query. Now suppose here also it support the how we are going to write the native queries. Native queries meaning it will similar to the, it will actually the SQL query that it's called a native query. Suppose there is a certain scenarios that where basically you are not able to whatever the scenarios it is for fetching the data from multiple databases, or maybe there are a lot of tables join is needed, so that is basically not possible to do all the things into the JPQL. So then in that certain scenarios we are going to write the like native SQL, so that it is support easily. How we are going to support, so this in the under this query parameter, basically there is a one native, this parameter is there, as you can see this native query. So this will be, we need to set as true. When we will set this as a true, then it will be treated as a like native query. And then after if we set this one, then here basically under there's another like parameter like value. This under this one we need to assign this SQL. So how we are going to write this over here, like select from as the table name also the product, so it is fine, and then description also is the same, because it's also having the description. Okay, so it will work. Now suppose if the table name is different, instead of products, basically if the table name is products underscore something, then we need to provide the table name over here instead of the entity name. But as we are like for here like product table name as well as the entity name both the same, so that's why it's same. Okay, now find product with description with native query. Okay, okay, so it will also do the same thing. Now we need to change instead of this we need to use this one. Okay, so it will also give us the means same response, right? Let's run this one. It will start it soon. Yeah, started completed. Now we need to check the database that all the products is over here or not. Okay, again it's empty. Okay, so first of all we need to provide some data here. Demo test demo, again like mobile. Okay, then like test mobile demo. So now we have inserted four records over here. Let's check from the database. Yeah, four records. So we're expecting this record and this record should be in response, right? So let's run this one here. It will give us two response. Okay, internal server error, find all. Okay, let's check why it is give us the exception. Okay, unknown column name. Okay, so as it is a native query, so instead of p basically we need to use star. Okay, so it is basically applicable for the JPA, but here basically we need to use star instead of the p. So let's first of all we need to opt this one. Okay, means we need to disable, else it will every time it will create the like database and then it will flush out the data. Okay, let's opt this one. Let's rerun it again. It will start it soon. Okay, it started. Now let's try from the database that it flush out the data or not. Now data is over here. Okay, now only what we need to do, we need to just run this one. So as you can see, it will fetch us only those record which description is having with is contain the test. Okay, so meaning like it is working as expected, like native query as well as with the JPQL. Now suppose if we need to use some kind of parameter, then how? Let's check like how we are going to pass this instead of like as we can see over here we have passed this hard coded over here. So instead of that, how we are going to pass this as a parameter. So let's copy this one and then with description and with param, for example, yeah, with params, for example, with parameter. So how we are going to pass the parameter? So for that basically JPQL used one param annotations, something like this param. As you can see, it is a repository.query. Okay, so if we using this param, and here basically we need to pass this string as description, and here we need to the annotation param must define the attribute value. Okay, so what it is saying basically we need to define the attribute value. So the as here basically we need to define this description, and then where description like we need to provide the something like this. Okay, so that it will match. Now how we are going to pass this one from like service layer, for example, it this can be either we can pass from the controller or else from the service layer. So here basically we need to pass this parameter something like this. Okay, okay, so that what it will do, what we did over here, so instead of hard coded over here we need to pass this parameter as a means input, so that instead of only test it will compare with other things also. Let's restart this one. Okay, and try to run from the postman that if we are getting the expected result or not. Okay, same thing also you can do with the native queries so actually basically passing the parameter, there's a two way, like either this param one, so this is the best one, like, and another is for using the index. So tomcat is started meantime. Let's check from the postman, it should work. Okay, that means something is not working, means we are not getting the data. Let's check. So okay, so basically if we are using the passing the parameter, then we don't need to use this single quotes, so we need to remove this single quote from here over here. So over here actually we are passing this parameter, and using this we are defining this will be the dynamic parameter, dynamic values over here we need to pass. Let's run this one, stop this one, and rerun this. Okay, it should start now. Okay, let's try to run this again. Yeah, as you can see, we are getting the same output. So using this, basically we can use passing the parameter. So instead of that, there is another approach like index parameter. Basically we can use. So how we are going to use this, like question mark of something like this, and then over here we need to pass the parameter. So in this way also we can like pass, and here basically we just need to pass this description instead, means we don't need to use this one, and it will also work. Okay, so these are the things basically we can use. And also like here basically if we want to pass the like in clause, like description in, okay, so then how we are going to use this one. So I'm keeping this param over here in, and here basically we need to here as a description, and it will be a, instead of description it will be a list of string. Okay, so because in a in means we are passing the lot of parameter, means multiple parameters, right? So in this way, like we can use the in clause. So how we are going to pass this one from the service layer? Here basically we need to create one list. Okay, list of string equal to description new array list, or arrays arrays dot as list and here basically we are going to pass the value. Okay, like test and multiple, like mobile, multiple value we can pass from over here, and this particular description we can pass over here. Okay, so let's close this one and try to run this one again. So what it will do, we are now passing the test and mobile, means it will fetch those record whose description basically match with the test and like mobile. So in the, like if you check over here, so test is contain the test, and mobile also, here also mobile and test, so it will return as a 3 record, because this first product is doesn't have either test or mobile, so it will fetch now 3 records. Okay, it's started. Now try to call this one again. It's okay, empty means something is there, that we need to check why it is not give us the like response, where description in. Okay, so I think like the issue is like as we are providing the description in the in, so it should be matched with the like this description, as it is a not a like, so that's why it is not working. So we need to provide the complete description over here, then only it will match with the exact things. For example, like test demo. Okay, then for mobile basically we need to provide this mobile demo. Okay, then it will actual match with the like description, because it is not a like, so that's why it's not working. Now it will work. Okay, now let's start this one. It will started. Now run this one. Okay, not started I guess. Yeah, now you can see we are getting the test demo and the mobile demo, these two output we are getting over here. So in this way, like we can write multiple queries over here actually. So like if we want to provide the more restrictions over here, something like if in the where clause something id equal to something, then we can provide something like uh, like id equal to colon id, and this will be a param basically, as you can see over here. Similar kind of like if we are showing the not equal, then for that basically we can use this id not equal 0 or something. Next, like if it is a greater than 0, or for greater than we are having this operator, for less than we are having this operator, for greater than equal to we need to use this one, this operator basically, greater than equal to or this one. Okay. Next, greater than equal to, then like less than equal to. So these are the like basically operators, and also with that also you can is null, something like the is not empty. Those kind of operators is there for checking those kind of things in the where clause. And in like here also, like instead of all the fields we can also fetch only the specific fields, like from the product p dot first name, p dot last name, p dot price, something like that we can do over here. So these are the things we can do. And for group by kind of thing I will try to cover in my next tutorial with this. And for example, if you're having the multiple tables, okay, like products and then orders, order, so those kind of also we can we can do. So like how we are going to do that, like for that we need to use the joins, then we can fetch the data from over there. So I'll also try to cover in the next tutorial. You guys also mention those things if you guys definitely need this one, so please put those things in the comment that you guys need those also. Then I will create another session for this one and then try to put this one. These are the just like basic description, like how we are going to use the JPQL. And also I'll try to like if you guys interested with this in the next episode of this one, so please try to comment those things in the comment that you guys definitely need this one or it's good. And for the time being, this is about all about how we are going to write the JPQL, how we are going to write the queries. So that's all about this first part of this JPQL. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.